Hi guys, welcome back to Astrology. Today we are doing the June monthly reading and I am going to get started with the important dates, key dates that are going to come into play. These dates are crucial for us to understand the shift of the planets from one house to the other. So let's deep dive and look into it. As you can see on the screen here, you have Sun in the sign of Taurus until the first half of this month. And from June 15th, he will be moving into the sign of Gemini. Then Mercury is making multiple house shifts during the course of this month. He's starting with Taurus, then from June 6th onwards, he's moving into the sign of Gemini in his own house and its own sign, and then he will be moving into the sign of Cancer from June 22nd. You have Venus, which is going to be staying in the sign of Aries for almost the entire duration of the month, barring the last 2 days when he is going to come into his own sign of Taurus from June 29th. Mars has been in debilitation in the sign of Cancer. You can see the smile on my face, and it is coming out into the sign of Leo, where he will get conjunct with Ketu, and we'll talk about that in a bit from June 6th onwards. Then you have Jupiter, which is, and this is wrongly represented, but Jupiter is already into the sign of Gemini and it's coming into Akshatra from June 13th. Now, Saturn is in Pisces in Uttara Nakshatra. Rahu is in Purv Bhadra, which is that of Jupiter as well. Just to call out, Saturn is in its own nakshatra placement. So that is again interesting. And last but not the least, is in Uttara Nakshatra that ruled by Sun in a sign of Leo. So guys, let's deep dive now into the reading and understand what would be the impact of these planets through the course of the month.
So Aquarius, as you guys can see on your screen here, you have Rahu and Ketu in your 1-7 axis. And conjunct with your Ketu is Mars. Now, Mars was earlier in a debilitated state in the month of June itself, but thanks to all the delays in my hectic travel schedule, we are recording a video when Mars has already become conjunct with Ketu, has moved into the sign of Leo. Now, if you've not had a chance to watch my Rahu Ketu video, I had talked about how this movement, how this transit is going to be a very transformative, growth-oriented transit for you folks. You should find time to check out that video if you've not already have. And it is important for you to note now that your third lord and your 10th lord is in your 7th house in conjunction with Ketu. 10th lord is 10 places away. X to the power X. Bhavarth, Bhavam is coming into play for you guys. And that is where the trigger, that spark, that initiation of journey of transformation, especially related to your career, is going to come into play with this transit itself. See, the 10th lord has moved 10 places away, which means that there is going to be an expansion, there is going to be a multiplier, there's going to be a growth from your career perspective. But at the same time, third lord is moving 5 places away to the 7th. First and foremost, from a career perspective, I anticipate that many of you will be making a significant shift in your job, in your businesses, in your enterprises. I would not be surprised if some of you take the decision of quitting your job completely and embarking on a new journey altogether. Because third house also signifies your courage, your self-belief, your own hard work. But it is coming into the 7th house. It is coming in collaboration with Ketu, which is as if a higher octave energy, a higher octane power of Mars. It's like 2.5 Mars sitting in your 7th house itself. So you can imagine that there will be sparks flying all over with respect to your partnerships as well. And when I say partnerships here, it means both from a business as well as from a marital relationship standpoint. Don't be surprised if there could be certain issues that might start cropping up. The good part is that your seventh lord, which is sun, is going to be providing at least much more positive outlook through the course of this month. But I definitely anticipate career wise shift, collaboration with your spouse, with your partner for business gains as well, taking courageous actions through your own creative pursuits. It's the fifth movement of the third lord into the house of partnerships, into the house of business, which will signify that you will be working towards materializing your gains, materializing your objectives. And see, Rahu has already come into the Lagna. Yes, he's in trine with Jupiter, and we'll talk about that trine aspect as well in a bit. But he is going to magnify things for you, he is going to expand things for you. There will also be shifts for people who are currently in businesses and might want to switch over into a job oriented roles, or maybe pivot your career in a completely transformational fashion. Something unusual, something never done before could come into picture, could come into play for you folks. Mars sitting from here is giving a fourth aspect into his own sign, into his own 10th house, and it's a powerful aspect, guys. Whatever decision that you will take, whatever mindset that you will get started with this spark, you are going to put behind your complete energy to accomplish it. This Mars is giving an aspect and back on Rahu and back onto the Lagna as well, which means that whilst there is a burst of energy and whilst Rahu is thinking big, making you think big, there could be certain illusions as well, but it will also push you hard to chase those dreams, to chase those illusions. And when this kind of a significant shift happens, guys, the impossible becomes possible. Aquarius, it's a very powerful situation, and I had emphasized this bit in my Rahu Ketu transit videos as well. I had emphasized this bit in the Jupiter transit video as well. So you should go back and reflect to the positive changes coming through Jupiter too, and we'll touch upon that. Now, Jupiter is sitting in trine to your Rahu. He is currently in the Mrikshira Nakshatra, and he is going to be transiting into the Nakshatra of Ardra, which is ruled by Rahu. Thus, whilst these two planets are going to be in trine for the next few months, there will be a significant shift in balance, in power between the two. And when Jupiter comes into the Ardra Nakshatra, the balance is going to tilt in the direction of Rahu. Thereby, that magnanimity, that ability to take risks, fearlessness, illusion is going to be on the rise. And Mars is here to add that spark. The fuel is ready. It's about to be lit up. So I wish you luck. Get started, get going. Do not have second thoughts in whatever decisions you are making. I hope your Dasha and Antardasha is also supporting the significant shift that you are going to embark upon. When I move further, I see that your Lagna Lord is placed in your second house. Now, we've done a detailed video of Saturn's transit as well into the sign of Pisces. He is currently in his own nakshatra, and from his third aspect, he is giving an aspect to your fourth house. There will be some level of concern from an emotional stability, from a mental peace perspective. Why? Because your fourth lord is 12th to itself in the sign of Aries, which is not a very comfortable situation for Venus to be in. And Venus happens to be the lord of your luck, your destiny, your fortune, elders in your family. And you are going to find some bit of a trouble from that perspective. There will be a general lack of peace that you can find in your life. But the good bit is that at some point in time, in the last part of this month, Venus will be entering into this house, and he is going to bring a lot of respite to your emotions, to your thought process, and directionally too, Venus is going to gain good strength in the fourth house. But before we talk more about it, Saturn is giving an aspect into your eighth house, into your house of transformation, which means he is going to push you hard, embark on that transformative journey. There will be certain sudden situations that will be arriving in your life, and you will have to leave no stone unturned to make those changes, to counter those problems in your life. From his 10th aspect, he is aspecting your 11th house, which is very crucial, because your gains, wish fulfillment will see some initial bit of trouble. You will see that there is going to be some challenges with respect to expansion of your savings. But eventually, if you keep the hard work on, if you keep that battle on, you will find success. Remember, Saturn also happens to be the lord of your 12th house, sitting in the third place away into the second house. So some bit of an effect of that 12th house into your second house is definitely going to come into play. Now, we were talking about Venus's position in your third house. It's not one of my favorite situations to be in, with Venus in Aries and that too in the third house. But he is sitting into the house of short distance travel, into your siblings, into your hobbies. And being the lord of your destiny, you will find that whatever journeys that you embark upon during this month, they could result into some positive outcomes for you, because Venus is giving an aspect back to his own house. Any kind of challenges that you might find at your workplace with respect to your relationships, at a corporate level, at a professional level, are going to move away. Venus is going to bring a certain degree of empathy, a certain degree of kindness, luxury, calm, beauty in your third house collaborations. So, from a mass communication perspective, it is going to be as if nectar coming out of your mouth. You are going to be so kind and polite and nice to people around you. At the fact end, when Venus moves into the fourth house, he gains directional strength, but also supports the growth from a career standpoint. Now, Sun, which happens to be the lord of your 7th house, is 10 places away in your 4th house currently. And from there, he is giving an aspect to your 10th house. So, from a work and career perspective, guys, I anticipate Aquarius, you to be busy throughout the course of this month. You will have enough on your plate to accomplish. And then Mars, any which ways, has triggered itself 10 places away. X to the power X, power coming into play, as I was highlighting. It will bring a lot of positive, busy energy in your life, Aquarius. Things are going to dramatically improve in the second half of the month of June. Why? Because that is when Sun is going to transit into your 5th house. Now, 5th house happens to be the natural ownership of Sun from a Kal Purush chart perspective. And that is where he becomes conjunct with two more planets, Mercury and Jupiter. Now, Mercury is in its own sign for the major part of the month. At the point I'm recording this video, it is already in your 5th house itself. And Sun also finds himself extremely comfortable in this situation. It's a trine house. It's a Lakshmi Trikon. Jupiter himself also being placed here is going to ooze out a lot of positivity, because from his 3 aspects, he's giving an aspect to your 9th, 11th, and to your Lagna itself. It's just that the transit of Jupiter from Vrikshira to Ardra, that will bring certain bit of challenges, certain bit of commotion in terms of your gains, in terms of your journeys, in terms of your thought process, expression, and creativity. But Sun coming into the 5th house will exude a lot of confidence as well. What you would be realizing is that all these 3 planets at some point in time will be significantly aspecting your 11th house. So that problem that was being created from Saturn's aspect in a way is nullified, because whatever goals, objectives, targets, Aquarius, you guys have been chasing, they are going to start materializing in a positive fashion for you. Now, it is very important for you to understand the fact that during the course of this transit, Jupiter will become combust by Sun. And those are the 2-3 days of period in the month of June where you have to be a tad bit cautious with respect to your decision making. Jupiter is the lord of your gains. Jupiter is the lord of your savings, money, 2nd house and 11th house. So he holds extremely powerful and crucial portfolios of responsibilities in your birth chart, in your natal chart. As well as from a transit perspective, when he gets combusted, any kind of inaccurate decision taken during that phase could impact your gains, could impact your goals, can impact your savings as well. And that is where I would want you to practice some caution, probably take a bit of time to give a second thought on your decisions, especially if you are signing any kind of document, you are getting into a new job responsibility, you are getting into a new project from a business perspective, you are embarking on a new relationship, stock market investments, education, etc., will become one of the top most priorities for you guys, Aquarius, during the course of this month. And you are also going to witness positive success coming in your direction. Mercury, being the lord of the fifth house and placed in the fifth itself, is going to promise that you flourish positively in your relationships. There will be a lot of respect from the other party towards you, and they are going to somehow positively bend towards your egotistical, high confidence behavior in front of them. Unless and until you push the limits to the zilt, I do not anticipate any negative situations popping up from a romantic or from a relationship standpoint. Now, your Mercury also happens to be the lord of your eighth house and has moved 10 places away into the sign of Gemini in your fifth house, which means that there is a possibility of certain speculative gains, certain unexpected gains coming in your life. You would be surprised with the outcomes when you least anticipate. Stock market trading, any kind of speculative activities like gambling, etc., could give you some unexpected positive outcomes. There could be some insurance, inheritance, alimony related gains also that might fructify for many of you Aquarius. Now, in the last week of this month, you will have Mercury moving into your sixth house. From a Kalpurus chart perspective, he is a fighter and he is comfortable into the sixth house. But for Aquarius, it will be moving into the sign of Cancer. And thus, I would warn you with respect to your communication, with respect to your decision making when it comes at your workplace. But fear not, he will be forming a Viparit Raj Yoga for you because he is the lord of the eighth house placed in your sixth house. So, after facing certain turbulent situations, after facing certain obstacles at your work, you will realize that you will eventually be able to succeed in that direction. This is also going to be a crucial period for you to take care of your health because eighth lord has come into sixth. So, health related matters, health related expenses could also be on the rise, and you might have to work positively in that direction. All in all, the month of June is promising busy period with respect to career, is promising good growth with respect to career. There will be some lack of mental peace, but you will evolve over it through the course of the month. Your relationships are going to flourish and improve. Please be watchful with respect to your partnerships and with respect to your marriage and your spouse's expectations. But all in all, if you are keeping your health in control as well, I anticipate a great period. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, then please smash on that like button, subscribe to Dev Astrology, and keep watching. Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Mahadev.